and welcome to another episode of Millionaires Are Made. It's the show where we believe that you can learn and grow into a millionaire in all 6 aspects of health. That's right, it's not just your financial health, it's also your spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health, your intellectual health. And today's episode is your social health, relationships, and being part of a community. And we're going to be focusing on the topic of weddings, how to improve your social health with weddings. And yes, the tip is to just get married every weekend. Just kidding. If you've never seen A Millionaires Are Made, this is a show built on the fundamental belief that every person you meet knows something that you don't, and there's something to be learned from everyone in this big, beautiful world. In the spirit of authenticity, to try to remove as much bias as possible, I don't talk about tips or advice before the show starts, and I most times don't even know who the guests are until they enter into the green room backstage. And at that time, we still don't talk about tips or advice because we want their real, authentic advice from their journey to come in and hopefully help you grow. Audience, we love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for watching our show. We would love if you would comment and ask questions. We do answer them live, which is really cool, so we can put some of our guests on the spot. So feel free to ask any questions about social health and weddings at any time. We monitor all the chats. Huge shout out to some of our followers. We love you. Thank you so much. On Facebook, Jeremy Soliday, you're awesome. Thank you for liking us. On Instagram, JMac Podcast, awesome. You rock. TikTok, Stephanie Chesser, you're awesome. Thanks for following us. And on YouTube, Bonnie Hardy, you're awesome. Thanks for subscribing on our YouTube channel. Want to give you guys a little shout out. Guests, we are always looking for guests. If you want to be a guest, feel free to sign up. We're dropping the link right now. Everyone has something to share, and we're just trying to get all the knowledge of the world and spread it so everyone can grow as a big, giant society. So if you have something to share, which I know you do, sign up now. Come become a guest. It's super simple, and you can help share and help grow the world. If you are living your life and you've got a little bit of trouble, maybe spiritually you're a little lost, maybe financially you're not well off, or maybe socially you're feeling a little bit held back or like a loner, let us know. Give us a topic. We will go find 3 awesome guests. I'll have 3 different pieces of advice that can hopefully help you get through that tough time in life and move on. And if you are watching this and love what we do, which we love that you love what we do, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, heart, send stars, subscribe, I already said. Whatever it is, on whatever social media you're watching, we'd love the support from you guys as well. And if you also love our give free advice away, I do offer free growth coaching sessions. I love talking to people and teaching them everything that I've learned and everything I learned in all these shows I do. So feel free to sign up for a one-on-one little growth session. Hopefully I can help you move past a tough point and grow as well. Without further ado, we're going to bring out our first guest here, social health and weddings. His name is Ben, and he's here to give us some tips. Ben, who are you?
Hey, buddy. My name is Ben Terrell. I'm a husband to a hot nurse. Hello. And also a dad, a granddad, and I'm Uncle Ben to a bunch of nieces and nephews. So what I do besides trying to remember all their names is I get people hooked up with health insurance you can't find online. And just basically, I try to help people feel good about themselves and life, to express gratitude and have fun every day.
All right. Hot nurse wife. Is that what I heard?
That's right. Always wanted one. I got one.
That's the only thing I gathered. I'm sorry. All right.
That's why I led it best, right?
Ben, let me ask you a super important question.
Sure.
If I wanted to improve my social health with weddings, what tiny piece of advice would you give me?
Move around the room. Whether you're dancing or talking to everybody in the room, don't stand still.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's good. I know a lot of people, you always see at weddings and almost any event, trying to pull that last person up to come dance. Like, come on. But even if you don't want to dance and you refuse, that's a solid little tip to go move and at least talk to different tables and meet people. That's huge. I've actually, I think last year I went to like 7 different weddings of my friends. I guess all my friends are just living with. Yeah, it was awesome and fun, and yeah, I met so many awesome people I still keep in touch with now. So it's definitely important to go meet them. I like that. Ben, where on your life journey did you learn that tip?
I learned it across a lot of years of not wanting to go to weddings and stuff. And I thought, how do I make this fun? I don't drink anymore. I quit doing that. And so I've got to have something to make this interesting. And I actually learned a few tips from being in a BNI, business networking group. And they taught me a lot about how to just to read people's body language to see if they even want to be approached, or if you're approaching a group,
Okay.
what does a group look like if they're open to having more people talking to them. And sometimes really it just goes back even to grade school and high school, when you see somebody sitting alone with that blank look on their face, "Oh, I can't believe I'm still here. Why am I here? This is so boring." So go ahead, pull up a chair, make them feel welcome, bring them into the conversation, whatever it is. And by the time you get them a little bit loosened up, you can ask them questions about who they are and what they do. And then the key is to shut up and listen, and you will find out everything about them. People love to talk about themselves.
All right, move around, shut up, listen. Ben, where on your life journey did you learn this tip?
This was mainly things I picked up from just being in a BNI group, and not wanting to try to use alcohol to make these things interesting. I'm not a party guy. I'm a people person, so I do better in small groups. When there's a large group, I've got to think of ways to keep myself busy to enjoy it.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that you've answered all of our questions somewhat well. Just kidding. You did great, Ben. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to Hector here. Hector, to answer me
Hey,
this,
hey.
who are you, Hector?
Well, that's really easy. I'm a man. Okay. Well, my life is a soul felt series of events that went from resilience all the way through hard grit in various dimensions of the human potential. That in a world in which we are all told that we should be a specific type of person, everybody's pressuring us into being those kind of labels. The reality is, I bring a different perspective to sovereignty. I'm a sovereign. I start by saying I'm a man because I've done so much, right? I've been paralyzed from the neck down, and I'm fully recovered. And that was when I was in my early 30s. And so today there is nothing that I can't do. And that's how powerful we as humans are. And I'm just a representation of my own soul expression.
Awesome. All right, Hector. All right. I wish we could talk more about you being paralyzed. That's crazy, but I have a very
Love to.
important question I got to get off my chest. If I wanted to improve my social health with weddings, what piece of advice would you give me?
Well, let me put it to you like this. It's really simple. Everybody lights up a room when they walk in or when they walk out. The choice is yours. Okay. So one thing that the piece of advice is, like the first guest said, instead of just walk around the room, make the room walk around your presence.
Oh,
Right? Just show up and bring all of you, all because all we are is just nothing but energy. And then just walk around like you own the place. And guess what? People will come to want to talk to you.
all right.
And then you
Right.
got to get out there and do some moves, right? Back it up with a little bit of confidence, and get to shaking them hips a little bit. And you know what? People just women want to dance with you. They do.
Show us your best move.
In terms of a dance or talking
Yeah.
to a person.
Let's see some dance moves going on.
Oh, look, it's really, really, really easy. Okay, it's a triangle. Okay,
Oh,
you
okay.
bring your feet together, and as a matter of fact, I've taught this in all kinds of weddings. Bring your feet together and you move one foot back without moving your shoulders. See, most people when they're dancing, they do this and they're doing all of this stuff, and it looks awkward. That's it. Not the hips. One, two. So from the triangle, both feet together, you bring one back till it's stretched out. You bring it back to that point, and you take the other one, the right one, and you bring it back to this point, and that's it. If you know how to do that and you can do this without any kind of effort, just practice in front of a mirror. Don't move your shoulders, don't do the chicken wing, and you look good in any move and any song. It's really that easy.
Where did you learn?
I learned this tip from when I was a skinny little boy, a teenager surfing. I was so awkward in a room, and this one friend of mine that we went to high school together, she says, "If you don't know how to dance, I'll teach you." She said, and so she taught me the most simple thing. It was really fun. She said, just spread your legs a little bit. Now pull me into you, put hip to hip. I was like, oh my God, this is a whole lot of fun. So we're really tight, right? And so she just said, now start moving in a circle. She taught me 3 different styles of dancing that night. And the next thing I know, there was all kinds of girls wanting to dance with me. So
Nice.
I said, wow, this is easy. Just get out of your own way and have fun. Be yourself.
Man, Hector, that's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to move on to our next guest. We'll bring you out for the round robin and maybe do some more dance lessons if it so calls. Next up, we've got Raymond. Raymond, who are you?
Hi guys, God, I love Hector. My name is Ray Kupakowski. I am the partner coach. I'm a Universal Channel and the author of this here book, The Universal Guide to a Healthy Selfish Relationship / Partnership.
Cool. All right. You got a book out, The Partner
Yep.
Coach. Very cool. All right. Well, Raymond, I got a very important question for you. If I
Shoot.
wanted, if I wanted to improve my social health with weddings, what tiny piece of advice would you give me?
Really make sure that the two of you are together, are connected with everything going into it. You don't have to worry about people that come to a wedding. Everyone that comes to a wedding is going to be there to have a lot of fun and to enjoy themselves. And this is really about you. So make sure that the two of you have talked everything out, that you understand what's going on together, and that this is your perfect day.
All right. So the socialness of the couple. Now, let me ask you this. I guess it's going to be a little tight because you got some families where the parents and the family really kind of take over the wedding. Sometimes it's all the friends, and sometimes it might be just the bride or the couple. So, what are some of your suggestions to make sure that everyone has a great socially healthy time?
Well, I think the thing is to talk about all that stuff ahead of time. My job here is to help people become partners, and partners anticipate things. Partners anticipate different types of issues that may go on. You know what your family's like. Will know what her family's like. You discuss those kinds of things and come up with some kind of way to approach the issues before they get out of hand. It help
Gotcha.
you out?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me this, Raymond. You're a partner coach. Where on your life journey did you start learning all this information, and what made you want to be a partner coach?
Well, it's a possibility that I may be the only partner coach. I think that some of the stuff that I'm coming out with right now has been given to me universally. For years, I spent years as a relationship coach, and everyone that came to me for help in their relationships always asked, "How do we fix what we did?" And it was a constant. No one ever seemed to ask, "How do we prevent doing it?" And I started to recognize and I started to get information given to me, universal information, and I can explain that. We don't have time. But I started getting information that partnership was the way to go, that people in relationships are constantly trying to fix things. But if you have a partnership, the two of you are working to protect the partnership. And what you're doing is looking at issues and deciding what to do before they blow up in your face. And so from that point, I started to recognize that there's so many things about relationships and about marriage and all these things that are divisive until you apply partnership to them, which can make them a lot stronger than anything you've had before.
Amazing. All right. So you've got a book out.
Yep.
Do you do coaching as well?
Do I what?
Are you a coach as well? You're a
Oh
partner
yeah.
coach?
Yes. I still do. I do sessions, individual sessions, and I'm getting ready right now to start to do some things online. There's going to be like a Zoom class that I'm doing, and we could take in as many people as possible. While I was doing this, as I was giving out information to individuals, I kept getting this sound in my head that said more than one, more than one. And I recognized that what that was about is that this information, although it is good and helpful to a couple, it's really meant for a whole lot more people. So that's the direction that I'm going to try to go in now.
All right. Well, Raymond, that is an awesome piece of advice. We're going to bring everyone out now and start
Okay.
talking about each other's tips as well as take questions from the audience. Audience, now's the time to start asking if you have any questions. But first off, we'll go with Ben. Can you super fast refresh our memory of what your tip was?
Yeah, get out there, move around the room. Whether you're dancing with Hector or you're just going to talk to people, I want you to get out there and just get other people involved in what's going on.
All right. Move, get out of the room. Hector, what are your thoughts on that tip?
Look, he's 100% right on that. What I'm saying is just bring the light. You are the energy. And when you do that, you know what? Everybody wants to be involved in something that's good. A wedding is a perfect place because everybody's there to have a good time. Now, again, some people are shy, so they have to use some supplements to help themselves. But if you're the one bringing the energy, guess what happens? All eyes are on you and people want to get to know you. This is not being selfish. This is just about going and having a good time, celebrating a time when people are, it's a perfect union, right? Bring it. Just be that light to the whole to the room.
I love it. Raymond, what are your thoughts on Ben's tip?
I love it, and I think, excuse me, I have to work on a deeper level because that's who I am, and I think that Ben's tip is really really good, and I think that what happens when you approach some people that decided to give up their time and to come in and enjoy this wonderful day with you, when you walk up to their table and just your presence and acknowledging them gives them a feeling of importance, satisfaction. They will really enjoy it and they'll really remember you. So, Ben, good job. That's what to do. There you
There
go.
you go. Awesome. Raymond approved. All right. We've got a comment from the audience that I will let you guys kind of answer as you will. Weddings are not the place for introverts or those lacking confidence.
I want to hear what Hector has to say because the way he walks out there with the swagger and getting people involved just by shaking his hips and knowing how to dance and stuff, that to me would draw me into the dance floor. Not necessarily Hector doing it, maybe my hot wife nurse, but that's what I think brings people in is when someone goes out there and leads by example.
I agree. And it's a little bit more than just leading by example, but it's bringing your uniqueness to that space. See, I've done this. Okay. So this is not something that I'm saying it just for the fun. You go into a wedding and you find the people that are the most, respectful. Say, we were joking about this earlier. And if you dance with the mother of the bride or the groom at the right type of song and you do it in a respectful manner, you know what happens? You have just brought a whole different energy into that place, right? So now you just change the environment to just, oh, the only ones that dance are the kids and having fun, right? To going, wow, this is truly a family environment. And it doesn't take much. Again, if you use my simple tip, the triangle, that's it. Anybody, you look at them and you go, okay, that guy knows how to move. Done. It works for every style.
Raymond, do you have anything to add to that about weddings not being for introverts?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand where that came from. What kind of question that is. That would be a good one for a session with me. I'm not sure what they're actually talking about. Introverts, as far as people that have come to take part in it. Of course, that's not your job in a wedding to draw somebody out, but to acknowledge them should be plenty good. Introverts, as far as the bride and groom are concerned, I don't know. I just don't know how that plays. To be honest with you, so that question needs to be clarified a little for me, anyway.
All right, that works. We've got another question coming out. Oh, I've got a wedding in 2 days. I'll be channeling my inner Hector for a while.
Love it.
Hector, you got everyone with that triangle, man. Everyone's
Right?
going to be sitting here dancing all day. I can't stop. I'll tell you that much. All right, well, let's go to another tip then. Raymond, can you quickly refresh what your tip was?
I have no idea. I talked about so much stuff in a short amount of time. My tip is make sure that you're connected before you do anything. The most important thing about being married is your connection and your decision to be married. That overshadows the actual marriage.
All right. Hector, what are your thoughts on Raymond's tip?
Well, I want to take that a little bit further and say, look, what happens is that in a wedding, in a place like this, right? Social health is necessary now more than ever because of what happened to the whole world back then, right? When we were locked up in our houses for years and all this other stuff, we lost a connection that we were not ready to lose. And we are by nature gregarious animals. So going into a wedding, the issue about being an introvert, look, those are just personal fears. But what you'll find out is that everybody wants to share. There's a lot of real good people out there. This is why we're doing what we're doing right here. A wedding is a perfect place where people are just open to celebrate. They showed up for good reasons. They're not showing up to judge people. They're there to party. That's what I have to say.
As you just said that, a comment came in and goes, do weddings really make us feel more connected, or is it just the open bar?
You want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
Look, I said that earlier. There are people that need the open bar, and there are people that are on the opposite side. They show up and they want to control everything because you got a gorilla kind of a mother-in-law or something like that, right? Bridezilla. You can't do anything about that. That's their problem. But most people that show up, they show up for a good reason because they're there to celebrate and they want to be in a community. That's a fact. At least 50% of the people, right? So if you have 50%, just ignore the other half, right? Put blinders on.
Ben, Raymond, anything you want to add to that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's the bar. It's the bar.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. But just going back to Ray's earlier point was that the reason you're connected is more important in the marriage, and the reason you're connected is important. Wife and I have been married 17 years now, and it was something that we talked about for well over a year before we tied the knot. Everything had to be in line first, so we got our ducks in a row, and then we got married. It's not to say there aren't tough times, but man, the social health you get just from being married to someone that the connection is so strong because the important things were done ahead of time. He's right about that.
Nice work, Raymond. Nice work. Oh no, we got hashtag bar apparently trending in our comments now. Oh boy. Oh man. All right, Hector, do you quickly want to refresh what your tip was for us?
Yes, thank you for that. So, how to improve? Look, you either are the light when you walk into the room, or you're the light when you walk out. So, if you're that other 50% that nobody wants to be around, guess what? People get happy about you getting out of there, right? Exactly. But it's really about that phrase or that tip is about authenticity. This is the one thing that most people are disconnected from. So, who are you? How can you truly show up? And it's not that you have to be the one that encompasses the whole room, but be the authentic you. That's the real tip.
Yeah. I love it. Raymond, thoughts on that?
On what?
on Hector's tip there. Be the light. Oh my God, we have like 10
Yes,
people. That can touch that
absolutely.
ball.
Hector's bringing great stuff the whole time. Listen to Hector. You'll be okay. Yeah, it really is about being your authentic self, and some of that kind of stuff is inside a marriage. You want each person to help each other to become that personal, that best person. The whole idea is helping your partner become the best partner that you can have, and vice versa. And bringing that to the wedding, it's going to be noticeable, and it's going to have an effect on all kinds of people.
All right, so we now have like I think 12 people that
Yeah.
just did #bar trying to make it trend. Let's get away from the bar. Stop
Yeah,
this. Oh my God.
let's do that. Let's get away from the bar, because that's it. You know what? That is a dependency on something that's outside of you. That's
There we go.
inauthentic to who you are.
Yeah.
That's the real issue there. So I know it's fun. It's an acceptable fun, but guess what? Nobody really likes in a wedding some knucklehead who's acting like they've had too much to drink. That's
Yeah.
not fun.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. And two of us on here are sober. So when we go to weddings to improve our social health, we definitely are not drinking. So yeah, I mean, like Hector said, bar is a great way to bring people, and maybe those introverts need a drink or two to loosen up. But in the end, I mean, we got to be focusing on the connections, whether
yeah.
you're moving and connecting, or you're talking to the bride and groom, which at least one of them, and making sure it's a good partnership, like Raymond said, or you're getting a little dancing on, like Hector, making the light move to you. Either way, it's all about connection there.
A
Just
wedding
40.
is also a really great place to create network, right?
Yeah.
One simple smile, walking by, an acknowledgement to somebody else, you enter into a short conversation, and the next thing you know, you find out that you're in similar, space in terms of industry, whatever. And as a matter of fact, in my cousin's wedding, I met a guy that we are now good friends on Facebook, because we are trying to help veterans together.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I definitely would agree with that. A lot of weddings too, especially if you're in the party, they have group chats. And like, I know that I went to a wedding in Alaska for one of my best friends, and we still talk in that group chat. Went to another wedding in Maine. We're still in that group chat. So you still kind of keep those connections just by being a part of it. So that's really cool. And reconnecting too. Sometimes it might be like a friend of a friend that you haven't seen in a couple of years. But I mean, weddings are a great place to redo connection. And I think that there are only so many, right? It's not like you can just be like, I'm going to a wedding this weekend to go build my social health. So when you have them, it's an opportunity to make sure that you focus on the connection there. Obviously, it's all about the bride and groom. Make sure you connect with them again, and then go ahead and create/renew all those other connections.
And please, stay off the phone. You need to
Oh.
be in with talking to people. Stay off your phone. And like Hector and Raymond have said, don't spend too much time at the bar. It's going to hurt your dance moves.
Yeah. There's a point. There's a point, right? 2, 3 drinks, okay, and then like 4 or 5 drinks, and you're doing like, instead of a triangle, you're more of a line on the ground. All right, guys, it's the time of the show that we have to come up with our daily challenge. So we need to come up with a task, a challenge to improve our social health with weddings that takes less than 5 minutes a day, costs $0, and is available to anyone in the world, from Kathmandu to Nepal.
I would say find someone who's not already engaged in conversation with someone else and just start talking to them. Get them a little bit excited about talking to you and let them start talking. And they're going to
Like
feel
in your
included.
everyday life, like in the line of
Anytime, anywhere you are, any
Ooh,
room
okay.
you walk into, you find somebody who's just sitting by themselves. Strike up a quick conversation. It could be about anything, and just get them talking. You'd be amazed at how good they feel and how good that makes you feel that you've helped them that day.
What if we make you ask something about the last wedding they went to?
Hey, I like that.
Try to bring the wedding out. Hector, Raymond, any thoughts on the challenge?
On his challenge, No, I think it's a good one. I like to offer my own. And this will work for anybody and everybody in whatever the situation they find themselves. It'll work in social environment, especially in weddings. And you can do this. It'll take a little bit of time to get there, but it'll take less than 5 minutes the moment that you do it. So it goes like this. You create your own manifesto. What is a manifesto? It's what you decide that's authentic to you. Then you take that, once you've developed it and every word has a meaning to you, you read it every morning and you rub your finger right across every letter. You make love to every one of those letters, and then you say it outside yourself so that your ears can hear what your mouth is saying. And if you do that for 30 days, I guarantee you, your life will never be the same. You will never be the same.
So a mantra to help maybe build your confidence for going and approaching random people to talk about weddings.
It's not the mantra to approach people, but say something that's true, that you want to be true about yourself. Okay. That is what's going to attract the people to you, because you can't help it but to have integrity. If you've done it for at least 30 days, look, it'll change you. If you want to be a better dancer, just write that. Make it authentic and read it to yourself. Touch it, feel it, emote it, and and do that. As you don't even need 30 days. Do it for 7 days, and then don't do it again and see what happens. Your life will change.
All right, Raymond, do you have anything to add? A challenge in order to improve our social health with weddings. What should we do?
To go in there. So if you're playing sports, you do a whole lot of practice runs, drills, all this kind of stuff, and in order to be successful. And I think the same thing is, you can't control people inside a wedding. You can't do that kind of stuff, but you can come in there, united to be able to handle different situations and really to protect each other from things that may go awry. I would say that something very good to do every day is to recognize each other that we're partners. Recognize that you ask each other, how are you feeling about the direction that we're going in? Are you feeling neglected in this particular pursuit? Women are going to be doing a whole lot of stuff, and a man could feel disconnected. A man, if he doesn't pay enough attention to his wife, she may feel like he doesn't really care about that. Those kinds of things are very important going into a wedding, so that there isn't any problem there. There aren't any issues. You're not bringing that all in. And when you don't have all those issues, you could be a whole lot clearer to helping people and having fun and to enjoying yourself without worrying in the background. Does my honey really want to be here? Do they care about this thing? Do they care about me? You want to take care of all that kind of stuff beforehand.
Raymond, do you have something to help with our challenge, our daily challenge on social health and weddings? Something that we can do every day to help improve our social health with weddings. Takes less than 5 minutes a day. Costs
less than 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
To help with the weddings.
To help improve your social health with weddings.
Check. Yeah, the social health is that I'm concerned with is between the two people, and the two of them should be connecting and talking to each other to make sure that each person feels the best that they can be, and then everything else is going to take care of itself. I mean, the hall's going to be there, the chairs, you're going to have the band, you're going to have all this kind of stuff, and you want to and you want to know that if Aunt Sally's going to get drunk that time, that somebody's keeping an eye on her or something like that. I don't know. And by the way, I've got a really hot lady too, so I better give a shout out to her.
Wow! All right, it's the hot lady wedding.
And the other thing is, I have 40 years of sobriety, so maybe you didn't know that.
Wow!
Yeah, all right, 3 of us.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the only one. Stop drinking. No, I'm kidding.
Congrats, Ray.
See, alcohol has never been an issue for me. Okay, but was for my grandpa. He died from alcoholism, not me.
Oh,
It's just
wow.
not my thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job, Hector. Good job.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna
Well,
wrap this up. Our daily challenge is
this
gonna
has been
be
cool.
repeat a mantra or a mantra, like Hector said, so we can get into that social health zone,
Yeah.
get some confidence, and then our goal is to go ask someone every day about the last wedding that they went to. Ask them their
Yeah.
favorite memory, ask them where it was, and start the conversation on that. And it's gonna be a stranger. You can do this online. That's fine. You can go message a random stranger or comment on an ad or something weird and say, what was the last wedding you went to? But every day, our goal is to talk about weddings, and that'll improve our social health just by communicating about them. And hell, maybe you'll get invited to Mike's in 2 days. Mike, invite us. And anyone have problems with that daily challenge?
I love it.
I love it.
Awesome. Oh, we got some shout outs for Raymond
Sounds
here.
good to me.
Let's go, Raymond from Dominating. We got Raymond here. We got a Hector shout out. And then someone says Ben smells, so we won't show that.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, there we go.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for coming out. Real quick before we end, we do have to share just a little bit of our keep this show going. Huge shout out to Jen Gray, the host of Be Genuine with Jen podcast. She is a licensed life and health agent dedicated to helping small businesses and entrepreneurs thrive. She's known as the agent with benefits. Go connect with her today. Links being dropped. Next up, we have El Granil. Oh, man, this woman's super smart, neuroscience expert, NLP and communication pro, offers deep dive into brain function. She does like monthly coaching, year-long coaching. Definitely check her out. An author, athlete, and founder of True Speak, certified in transformational meditation. Crazy stuff that she's getting into. If you're struggling in life, go check her out and say hi. We've got Danielle Margroff. She leads the feminine wealth movement, teaches women how to rewire their brains for financial freedom using spiritual, somatic, and mindset practices. You can check her out. And then we've got Nikki Nicole, Breaking the Silence podcast. It was created and founded in order to break the silence, aims to shine the light on everyday people and give them a place to tell their stories. And last but not least, we have the infamous InstaFarm. Grow your own veggies and microgreens in your house. Absolutely automated. All you do is add water and you have fresh, healthy food at all times. It's amazing. And thank you guys so much. I hope you learned a little bit about how to act in weddings and improve your social health. Awesome daily challenge. Repeat a